I think I'm going to do the side quests and then get back to the main quest. Anyway, yeah, see you soon. Hey, so never mind, I guess. It's been a while, like a week or so, because I had to go take care of something out of town for a week. But obviously, since it's been a bit, Endwalker dropped, a whole new expansion. Shit's just missing now. So I guess bye. Also, this is here, but that's because I fixed it from this. I guess it's just not an item anymore. Oh, right. As well as the craziest thing of all, belts. No more belts. Weird. I'm gonna totally look back on like my old recordings to see what these stats were, because everything's apparently been reworked like crazy. I don't know what things are gonna be like now. Shit might be getting real fucking tough, real fucking fast because of this for me. I don't know yet, but one thing you may realize is, sorry about that. One thing you may realize is that I am not overdoing the role quests right now. That's because when I said I was gonna go do the role quests, I talked to my friends about the role quests, and turns out you could only do so much of it, because not only is it locked behind more quests, but some of the role quests take place in specific areas, meaning I can't even do all the role quests until like near end of the expansion, where it will be due. So I'm just gonna hold off, and then I'll do like the long episodes later of the role quests when I have it virtually all unlocked. Oh, it's also locked behind levels. We're just gonna continue the MSQ. An unwelcome guest. The manager of suites is wearing a grave expression. Ah, begging your pardon, miss, but do you perchance intend to head outside? If so, I would strongly advise you not to stray too far from the Crystarium. Word has it, Yulmore has dispatched its military to Lakeland. Given the timing, one can only assume that they do not welcome the return of night. Even now, the Exarch is in the Ocular, deliberating a response. Greetings, will you be nope. So yeah, one entire movement disappeared, all my belts are gone. Like, I collected them, and I'm like, I'm not one to like sit there and try to be a collector when it comes to like an MMO or an RPG where there's like way too many items to be collected for like very small things. I just sold them all. I can't wait to see just how much everything has rapidly changed. Please be voice.
You have come at a good time. As you may have heard, we have something of a quandary on our hands. Laxon Loft here in Lakeland. Yulmore has sent one of its airships. They have questions for us concerning the death of the Light Warden. Their emissary makes his way here even as we speak.
I suppose the sky does rather give the game away.
'Twas inevitable they would come knocking. The only question was how soon.
My lord, I am come with the Yule Moran emissary. May I show him in?
No.
A moment, Captain, if you would. Everyone, gather round.
Alright, here's the game plan. He's gonna walk through the doors, we're gonna jump his ass. Luxie, break his ankles with your staff.
I do not wish to show our hand prematurely. Forgive me this liberty. Vanish. Enter. Well, well. The commander of the Yule Moran army himself. To what do I owe the honor, General Ranjit?
Man straight up looks dead.
Who are those three in the corner?
The Light Warden is dead, Exarch. Were your people responsible?
You are clearly in some haste, my lord. But before I address your question, you must allow me one of my own. What is Yulmore's interest in this?
His benevolence, Lord Vorthry, is gravely concerned that the actions of an ignorant few may jeopardize relations between man and Sin Eater. Should it transpire that the Crystarium is guilty of abetting the villains responsible for this outrage, my lord has decreed that it suffer the same retribution.
I see. Since you have been so candid, I too shall speak my mind. Regardless of who is responsible, the Crystarium rejoices in the Light Warden's death and welcomes the return of the night sky. If Yulmore considers this tantamount to aiding those you term villains, then by all means, carry out your retribution. Know, however, that even should every innocent soul in the Crystarium perish, nothing can stop that which has been set in motion.
Folly. The death of one or 1,000,000 Sin Eaters changes nothing. The world is dead, and writhe as we might, like maggots in its rotting course, it will not be reborn. Only by my master's grace may we live out our days in peace.
Whatever, dude.
But I waste my breath. You have made your stance clear. I shall relay your words to Lord Vorthry. In the meantime, you would do well to counsel any here who have done more than merely rejoice in recent events, to throw themselves upon Yulmore's mercy, promptly.
I will personally kick your ass. Don't worry, sir.
One last matter. We are searching for a young artist and his assistant. Know you of whom I speak?
An artist and his assistant, no. I cannot say I do.
What a pity. Should they reveal themselves to you, I bid you hand them over at once. My master is most eager to see them again.
Nice emphasis on the words reveal and see. Homeboy. Again, I'll personally kick your ass.
Am I imagining things, or did he just stare straight at us?
I fear he did. The General is not a man to be trifled with. He is a warrior of fearsome repute who has led Yulmor's army since before Vorthri's time, when the nation still spearheaded the fight against the Sin-Eaters. One does not command the world's mightiest army, and for so long, without possessing exceptional instincts.
If Yulmor chose to send such an individual, we must assume this talk of retribution is more than an idle threat. While we are grateful for your support, my lord, we cannot in good conscience put your people in harm's way.
It is noble of you to say, Master Alphino, but my people have been in harm's way since long before you arrived. Yulmor has ever yearned to rule over what remains of the world. Even should we surrender the Warrior of Darkness to them, they would find some other pretext upon which to invade. The people of the Crystarium know this only too well, which is why, when the time comes, I am certain they will fight to the last man. If truth be told, I would not have been surprised had Ranjit declared war here and now.
He may have reason to delay. According to reports, the Yulmoran forces at Laxan Loft were observed taking a prisoner.
Oh?
A young woman believed to be none other than the Oracle of Light, Minfilia.
What? Hello?
It may be that General Ranjit wishes to convey her to Yulmor before commencing hostilities. Having mentored generations of Minfilias, it would not surprise me if he had made her capture his chief concern.
Generations? Thank you. I'm sorry. Generations of Minfilia?
Ah, of course. How remiss of me. I had intended to speak to you of Minfilia. There is, however, much to say, and precious little time in which to say it. I think it best that you seek out Maren at the Cabinet of Curiosity. He'll be able to enlighten you.
I need to turn up the voices.
Alphino, Alize, would you care to accompany your friend? You doubtless have insights of your own to offer on the matter.
All right, though I'm still not sure I understand it all myself.
All in due
In
time.
the meantime, I will set about making provisions for war.
Alright then. Like I said, I need to turn up the voices. So, where is it? There is it. It is all the way up.
1 minute later.
Hopefully that'll help. We will continue to watch the Yulmorans. Okay. If Minfilia has indeed been captured, I dare say we will see another familiar face anon. But first things first. Pray seek out Morn at the Cabinet of Curiosity. Okay. This is like my favorite edition so far. I mean, I don't know too many editions, but I am constantly confused over which one of the, like, different Aether points is the correct one, and I'm constantly bringing up the full map and, like, going, oh, which one is it? But it brings up the map, and you can see where you need to go, and just click the Aether point next to it. Oh! Thank you! needed that so badly. It seems an age since we bade Minfilia's farewell. Whatever you think Morin's going to tell you about Minfilia, it won't be what you're expecting. Just trust me. Okay. Yes? If you're after books pertaining to the Warrior of Darkness, I'm afraid most are out on loan at the present. They are experiencing quite a surge in popularity. Oh, you wish to learn about the Oracle of Light? Then it would be my pleasure to assist. After I have finished off some few outstanding tasks, that is. While I attend to them, perhaps you could fetch me a book. The Illustrated Tale of the Oracle of Light, it's called. Though it's intended for younger readers, it provides an excellent summary of the subject matter, and the artwork is quite lovely besides. I would not hesitate to recommend it to anyone with an interest in learning about Minfilia. But you must see for yourself. The book should be located on the level below. Should, I say. For while there is place for everything here, not everything is always in its place, despite my best efforts. In short, if the book is not where it should be, it will almost certainly be whereabouts it shouldn't. So, good luck. How goes the search? Remember, it's always in the last place you look. Don't do that. I hate when games do that. And, no, you know what, I don't hate it. I might actually be the opposite. What the fuck? You want me to stand on the table? I was gonna say, I kind of dislike when it does that, but I love when it does that, actually, because then I get all the extra dialogue. If there is extra dialogue. If there isn't extra dialogue for each individual item, then I hate when it's always the last one that you check. If there is extra dialogue for each one, then I love when it's the last one you check. No luck as of yet. I added of. And where is our dear little Alice, eh? There she is. Is there a stepladder we can borrow? We shall start up top, because it's probably not going to actually be on the second floor where it should be. The book does not appear to be here. Okay. And it's not going to be the last one we check, right? Was there 3 spots to check, or was it only 2? Oh. It is the last one we check. Just as your eyes begin to blur, they finally come to rest on a copy of The Illustrated Tale of the Oracle of Light. Then let's fucking get this bread. That's the book, is it? Then I'm gonna continue to stare at this wall instead of going upstairs. You found it, did you? I'm gonna continue to stare at this wall instead of going upstairs. Have you found the book? Intended for younger readers, this tome features winsome illustrations, This tome featuring winsome illustrations tells the beloved tale of the Oracle of Light. Yes, this is the one. I hope it wasn't too difficult to track down. I'm happy to say I've finished all my pressing tasks. If you want to call your friends over, we can begin learning at once. I already told them. They're just lazy. Oh god, I gotta do the whole voice thing again, don't I? Without further ado then. It began 100 years ago, when the flood of light threatened to swallow Nordvand. Just as all seemed lost, a savior appeared who halted the all-consuming radiance, a maiden with the hair of spun gold and the eyes of clearest sapphire. Naught was known about her save that her name was Minfilia, and for delivering the realm, she came to be revered as the Oracle of Light. After stopping the flood, the mysterious maiden vanished without a trace. But 15 years later, her name would unexpectedly appear in the annals of history. Picture book time. I love that art. When Sin Eaters laid ruin to the kingdom of Vobert, a young girl was discovered who was immune to the creature's blighted touch. Hold on. I need to close that out. And one with hair of spun gold and eyes of clear sapphire. She was hailed as the Orca Reborn, and came to likewise be called Minfilia. Hold on. I want that. Anyway, enlisting in the Yulmoran army, this Minfilia fought and vanquished countless Sin Eaters. Alas, like so many other soldiers, she eventually met her end in battle. Yet with her dying breath, she whispered unto her grieving comrades, Minfilia will return. And true to her words, some years later, another young girl was discovered who possessed the selfsame eyes, that selfsame hair, and those selfsame powers. She too took the name Minfilia. She too fought Sin Eaters as a soldier of Yulmore, and she too fell in battle. Many more were to follow in her footsteps, and so the cycle continues to this day. But she's fighting for Yulmore. And that concludes the tale. By their valor and sacrifice, these women have saved Norvant on numerous occasions. And, were it not for them, we might never have learned the Light Wardens and their true nature. They sound like formidable warriors. Some perhaps, the truth is rather less simple. Though the Oracle is reborn with certain common traits, she does not inherit the memories of the knowledge. She does not inherit the memories or the knowledge of her previous incarnations. All of the Minfilias thus far were discovered as ordinary girls, unversed in the ways of war and ignorant of the power they harbored. While some embraced their fate and devoted themselves to training, others did not. But all were made to face the Sin Eaters, and all died to keep our hopes alive. What can you tell us of the current Minfilia? She was found by the Yulmoran army some 10 years ago, and taken into their care. Or rather, their custody. She was a prisoner in all but name. For by that time, under Lord Valtry's rule, Yulmore had already abandoned resistance in favor of decadence. Minfilia was an uncomfortable reminder of the war they no longer wished to fight, a potential threat to the peace, and so they kept her under lock and key. I'm gonna kick their ass. For a long while, we heard nothing more of her. We couldn't even be certain she was alive, save that it was in the Yulmoran's best interest for her to remain under their control. But then, 3 years ago, a gallant soul stole into the city and rescued her from their clutches, just like a hero from the tales. Indeed. Well, I believe we now have a good grasp of Minfilia's tale. Thank you for your time, Morin. Oh, fuck, that would creep me out. I don't know why. If they would have looked directly at the camera, I would have been, like, absolutely uncomfortable. Might I trouble you for a word, Fluxy? Outside. Ugh! My chest. Yeah, sure. Do you wish to revisit Minfilia's tale? I shall even fetch the book myself this time. Haha, no. Bye! That's a lot of fucking people. This seems a suitable place for a chat. As you well have already surmised, the gallant soul who rescued Minfilia was none other than our own dear Thancred. How would I have guessed that? I guess they did sneak in. They have since been wandering the land together, never remaining in one place for long, which is why we have not yet had a chance to meet them. We know that Minfilia journeyed here as Heidelin's emissary to halt the Flood of Light. It could only be her that the people of the First witnessed 100 years ago, the original Oracle of Light. But while there's plainly some connection between the woman we knew and her namesakes, the fact that these girls do not share her memories must surely mean they are not the same person. Thancred has to understand that. I have no doubt that he understands. The question is how he feels. Regardless, the Thancred we know will not forsake his charge. If she has been captured, we may be certain he will not stand idly by. There you go again, talking in your roundabout way. If you think we should rescue Minfilia, just spit it out. It just so happens I agree with you. It's quite clear that this Minfilia possesses Heidelin's blessing. And it wouldn't hurt to have a second such individual on our side. Right, Fluxy?
Haha, yeah, sure, what the fuck ever.
One's generally been enough, but fine. Quite. Your mouth moved twice for something that should have only been one movement. I see you've made up your minds. Exoc, what brings you here? A report and a proposal. First, the report. Our scouts have confirmed that the Umoran forces at Laxon Loft do indeed have Minfilia in their custody. For the present, they are holding her there, but we can be certain they will move her to Yulmore ere long. Should that happen, we may be forced to give her up as lost. So if we mean to act, we should do so quickly. Which brings me to my proposal. I ask that you entrust this undertaking to us, the people of the Cristeria.
What? I'm so surprised I'm ending the